Ladies and gentlemen, I have some breaking news here for the first time on the channel. Some history has finally been made. That's right, guys, this is a first time thing. It has not happened in the last 3 to 4 years. Guys, for the first time in a very, very long time, the Scatmaster was wrong. That's right, guys, Scatmaster's not perfect. Sometimes I make calls about the game, how it's gonna turn out, why certain things are gonna go wrong. I predict a lot of things on the channel, and I'm gonna say it right now, 99.99999% of the time, I'm right. And the funny thing is, it's a really good thing that I'm wrong. That's right, guys. Castle is not coming to the multiplayer as a multiplayer map. Instead, it's gonna be a point of interest on the new Warzone Resurgence map. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I think this is the best news MW2 has ever had. And here you can see it for yourself from Charlie Intel. Castle is not a multiplayer map for MW 2019 Part 2, just a point of interest on the new Ashika Island Resurgence map for Warzone 2.0. And thankfully the Scatmaster exists, because I actually replied to this saying, was it previously gonna be a multiplayer map before people started roasting? And that's one of the hills I'll die on, guys. I truly believe Castle was going to make its way into the multiplayer until absolutely everybody started talking smack about it. And then Infinity Ward might have made the decision to just not include it in Season 2 as a multiplayer map. Unfortunately for us, guys, our good news comes to an end immediately, because I'll bring Charlie Intel back in here, but if you guys expected anything decent multiplayer related for Season 2, as I've said multiple times, just keep your hopes as low as possible, keep your expectations extremely low. The bar is on the floor, guys. Infinity Ward has not had a good track record for the last decade, alright? I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, so this comes out from Charlie Intel a couple of days ago. I'm a little late to post this because I just didn't really want to play the game, but here you go. Charlie Intel says, yes, we need more multiplayer maps and content, but studios working on Resurgence maps are not also working on multiplayer content. Also, if you expect more than 2 6v6 maps in Season 2, just don't. I'm a little bit at a loss for words, and that's kind of weird for me because all I do is talk words. You know, YouTube has a thing against saying bad words now, but Infinity Ward, I'm willing to break the rules a little bit. If I get demonetized and clapped off YouTube, then you know what, guys, it's been a great ride. Infinity Ward, fuck you! You guys fucking suck! What is the point of even having seasonal content when it's this bad? Okay, I understand the concept of, oh, you know, the DLC content is free and we get it every few months. Please, somebody get in the comments, just tell me, how is this more worth it than just paying for DLC packs with 4 maps, some of them original, every now and then we'll get a banger remastered map, and then if it's Treyarch, we'll get zombies content. Back in Ghost, we had Extinction. Guys, all of that is better than this. This sucks. It's not good. By the way, one of those 2 multiplayer maps we can confirm right now is Museum. Guys, come on. Who's defending this? Any hopes you guys had for Season 2, just toss them out the window. The worst part is, you know, I've already been one to not expect anything good with COD since MW 2019. When this season got delayed, and when Infinity Ward talked about considering the community's feedback, making changes, updating the game a little bit, and then put up the blog post talking about some of the issues with the multiplayer, you know, I thought to myself, you know what, it would be very Infinity Ward of them to still just give us 2 maps, but you know what, deep down inside, I wanted 3 maps. Bare minimum 3 maps. If they really wanted to get in our good graces, 4 to 5 maps. And if you think that's too much, if you think that's asking too much of the developers, if you think that's overworking the developers, get the gooch off your taste buds. Please. That is very specifically not too much. For how many resources went into the development of this game, for all of the hype it conjured up, I'm gonna be straight up, 3 to 4 maps per season should 100% be doable. This game earned $1 billion in its first week. You think the production cost of a few maps per season is gonna cost you that much money? You are wrong. No, I'm not a developer, and to every developer who takes offense to what I'm saying right now, let me tell you something right now. The 3 development studios that we have for Call of Duty are all different. They all suck in their own ways, but they're different. Sledgehammer games, they just flat out suck. The new current Sledgehammer games, they suck. Talentless. Poor production, that's as much as I'll go into it. Treyarch, Activision's bottom bitch. Whatever they tell them to do, Treyarch's doing it. And I don't really fault them all that much. Like, they last minute had to save Cold War, and that's why Cold War's launch was god-awful. But then we have Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward is not as controlled by Activision as you think, and this might be a hot take. You might disagree with this. Let me tell you something right now. Anytime Infinity Ward has a god-awful vision for whatever they want to do, they do it. And when they realize it's wrong and when the community calls them out for it, do they revert their decisions? No. They stick to it, and when the community calls them out, they try to prove the community wrong with data that isn't even accessible to everybody else. Think about this, guys. Do you really think Activision is telling Infinity Ward, hey, don't put red dots in your game? If that's the case, why are there red dots in Treyarch's last game and in Sledgehammer's last game? At least in Sledgehammer's last game, we had a perk for it, to meet the community somewhere in the middle. I've said this countless times. Infinity Ward is anti-community. They do not rock with the community at all, and they never have. Guys, think about this. In over 3 months, this game has 10 maps still. 2 of them are remastered maps that people just got done playing in a playlist for the last 3 years. Cold War launched with what, 7, 8 maps, maybe? By Season 1, over 10. We're now almost at Season 2, and we still don't even have as much. And this game launched earlier than Cold War. I don't understand how some of you guys are still fans of Infinity Ward. I don't know how some of you guys are cool with getting 2 maps per season. I'm personally not. And again, I haven't even seen the roadmap for Season 2. They very well, if they wanted to, pull up an extra map for us, and maybe they do. And in that case, I'll say, you know what, Infinity Ward, good job on doing more than below the bare minimum. Because 2 maps should not be sufficient for anybody. 3 maps is maybe making the conversation. And please understand, I don't care about any other types of content in this game. I kind of care about the guns, maybe sometimes, but for the most part, I don't. I don't care about the operators. I sure as hell don't care about the storyline. I don't care about DMZ. I don't care about Warzone. I don't care about Spec Ops. All I want is decent multiplayer content. If your multiplayer is gonna suck this bad, despite how good the gunplay may be, at the very least, give us some maps, give us some variety to play on, because right now this game does not have that. If you exclude the remastered maps, if you exclude Border Crossing and Tarak, because those maps are god-awful, and in my opinion, Border Crossing should be -2 maps, this game has like 5 or 6 playable maps. When it comes to the game modes, I don't care either. You know, I don't care if we have Shoot the Ship, I don't care if we have Prison Break and Knock Off or Knockout, whatever it's called. As a matter of fact, there is supposed to be a game mode coming into Season 2 that was reported earlier on, and apparently now it's not being included in Season 2. I'll get to that in just a second because this comes from Charlie Intel as well. The full roadmap for Season 2, along with the info on the multiplayer content, is coming on February 8th, per the Call of Duty blog. Now, I am very specifically not looking forward to this date, February 8th, because it is the day before the Scatmaster's birthday. And you know what I very specifically do not want to think about on my birthday? How god-awful Season 2 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 is about to be. And again, guys, I could be totally wrong when the roadmap comes out. Maybe they surprise us and give us 3 maps. Who knows? Maybe they give us 4 maps. But again, I wouldn't even have my hopes up for anything bare minimum when it comes to Season 2, especially on its roadmap, because in this interaction with Charlie Intel, this guy over here, John24, says, gunfight, fingers crossed. Charlie Intel says no. Somebody else steps in saying, as if you would tell us anyways, won't want to risk breaking the NDA. That's a funny one. Charlie Intel says, risk telling you what? There's no gunfight in Season 2. As clear as day. He admits it, he says it. If you were expecting gunfight, as a lot of people were, because apparently it was supposed to come in Season 2, that's what I heard, and I guess now it's not. Bummer. It's like Infinity Ward knows exactly what we want, and they choose to just not do it. Why? I don't know. I think at this point, Infinity Ward should honestly just rehire. Get rid of like 90% of your people, man. 100% get rid of your management. Joe Seacott, you suck! Oh, Jesus, man. Honestly, guys, this needs to be said. If you are still somebody who comments on my channel, or Blame Truth, or Narrow Cinema, or my homie The Dynamite, or anybody else who is critical of COD, you really need to understand what you're fighting tooth and nail for. You're fighting for a game that does not care about you. They don't care about how often you're on the game. They don't care about how good you are at the game. None of those things matter to Infinity Ward. None of those things matter to Activision. They got your initial money. If you continue giving them money with bundles, you're just a fool. If you're defending them this badly, then tell me something. The day you get bored, or the moment you get bored of this game, and you wish that there was maybe an extra map along with the 2 maps that are rumored for Season 2, one of them being Museum, the moment you want another map, the moment you want to play Gunfight, the moment you want third person permanently in the game, the moment you want Shoot the Ship permanently as a playlist, just know the developers do not care. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Are you guys excited to have 2 maps in Season 2? Because I sure as hell am not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles. It's been a very